What's up, guys? It's Trash Power here with Rocket Punch Army to do an update again on the Wheeljack Marlboor that I'm working on. So just do side-by-side comparisons. This is a regular Wheeljack off to the right, and this is the one I've done over to the left. Now, for you guys that are starting off the series of my Wheeljack painting with this one, you'll notice it's a lot glossier. Definitely check out the other videos to see what I've done, but yeah, this is much glossier because it's been painted, and this is just standard matte finish, regular plastic Hasbro stuff. So what have I done since the last one? Well, I've gone ahead and wet sanded a couple of spots on this car. One would be this rear quarter here. You'll see it's not as orange peely. I should still wet sand it a bit more. I was just testing out the sanding process. But anyway, and this side here, although it's shiny, does have slight orange peel. And you'll notice because the reflections are not perfect, neither are they on this, but you'll see they're a lot more curved instead of really jagged up and down here. So that's the difference between a good finish and a sloppy finish. Another area of sloppiness is the top here. You'll see a little dot right above my thumb, a little teeny dot. That's the stuff you want to sand off when you wet sand. So I've only done this spot. This is where I tested out the wet sanding and polishing. Then I went ahead and did the front of the car. So you'll see the reflections are nice. They're only as good as the mold itself. I didn't actually, well, in a real car, when there's dents and, or not dents, but like when there's an I'm kind of tired, guys, so I can't really talk. But when the surfaces are uneven, you fill them up with putty and make sure they're completely flat before you paint. I don't go through that process with these, so it's only as good as the mold that Hasbro uses, but it's pretty smooth, and you'll see that the reflections are rather nice. Before, in the last video, the reflections were kind of jaggedy up and down because the finish wasn't as flat as it could be. I could probably go through one or two more polishings of this just to go really crazy, but I think it looks good enough, guys. Let me know what you think. Also, the windshield I went ahead and clear coated too, and what's good about that, it actually makes it a little, just a tad more see-through, and it's not so evident here in the video, but it definitely looks a lot clearer looking through this glass than this one. This one's kind of hazy. It's hard to see on camera, but let's check out the gloss on the window. This is the regular gloss. You'll see the reflections are a tad jaggedy and rough, and this one's a lot smoother. See that? This side I've already wet sanded and polished, although I still have a bit to go on the polishing. I just wanted to show you guys the gleam so far. I tend to have it as shiny as this part soon. It's just a lot of labor. You notice this one barely shines. See how it's hazy? And then compare it to that. It's just a lot more shine on this one. Then let's compare the shine, or lack of, on the quarter panel here, the fender, and compare it to, let's say, this one. See how nice and smooth that is? I wish there was a way to show that. Yeah, you'll see got a nice, smooth, shiny fender. Zoom in a bit. There you go. Now look in here, you'll see how that 598 reflects. See how it's not smooth? That's what I call orange peel. Now it's going to be a little tough to get it off on the doors. I may just polish it up a bit. But any flat surfaces like this, you'll see that has a bit of orange peel. That'll be easy to take off. This is the part I've been polishing. Pretty much got it off already on the rear quarter here where it says Marlboor, but you see the wings where the spoiler still has a bit of stuff on there. So I got quite a bit of work left to do, but I think it looks great. I don't know. You guys, please let me know what's going on. You've been given a lot of positive comments, which motivates me to complete this. Now the next step would be to start weathering in here. Although he looks perfectly shiny out here, I do want to make the internal components used, almost as if anytime he goes out to battle he gets a new paint job, but his main components remain old. So I want to do something like that. And yeah, this has been a really fun project, even more fun than the custom Rodimus, because the custom Rodimus, that was probably, well, actually that was the first, no, actually I lied. The first custom Transformers I did was this Bumblebee, which a few people commented, why didn't I just buy the Takara one, since the Takara one comes painted like this? And my answer is the Takara one is not it's not completely painted all over the way I did this. I mean, Takara only covers the panels that you see on the outside, but I painted the whole freaking thing. And then I did the weathering. This is what I mean. Everything looks shiny and undamaged, but then like his actual legs and stuff does have weathering. So I have a video on this if you guys want to check it out. It's pretty cool. So this was the first one. Then I did the Rodimus, which should be here somewhere. I'll bring it up so you guys can check it out. It's hiding back here. Got it all hidden. So this was the second stab at custom Transformers. This one I did glossy also. This is where I started using automotive paint. And just a word of advice, guys, if you're following my videos, and they're not necessarily how-tos, but if you're following what I'm doing, always make sure to sand everything correctly. I think this is the only part of the Rodimus that I kind of wish I did a little bit different. See how it's kind of wrinkly? It's not orange peel. That's actually the paint underneath this reacted to the paint that I used to paint above it. So it kind of like shrunk it and wrinkled it, caused a crackle effect. But the rest of the figure is nice and shiny. A lot of this I didn't, what's that called? Wetsand. And a lot of parts I did. So the chest has been wet sanded, the shoulders, although not as polished as I wanted to get them. And I definitely did a lot of work on the legs, which had a lot of orange peel. Now they're completely straight. See that? So that was a lot of tough work. Look at the gleam on that. This was a lot of work. So I don't think I wet sanded the wing. No, I didn't do that. But yeah, so this is the evolution of my customizing. I tend to customize more on finishes than I do with anything else. You know, trying to get a little bit better at doing the weathering stuff. I think I did a good job on Bumblebee. You'll see there, got some rust dripping down and stuff like that. So this I learned from, you know, building model cars and tanks and stuff. But I've only been doing actual paint jobs recently. So I hope this motivates some of you people out there to customize Transformers. I mean, it's fun. The figures do end up coming out, as you know, as long as you take your time with them. They come out excellent. I mean, I'm very proud of this. This is something I could display, and you know, I'm going to save showing you robot mode till I'm done, so it'll blow you guys away, hopefully. But in the meantime, yeah, just keep watching. The next video will probably be showing you the car completely polished, even though it's really not much different than what you're seeing here. It's just going to be smoother. Someone asked if I can do a how-to. I believe it was my subscriber, Some Get More. The how-to is a little bit tough to show you the exact steps I'm doing because I don't want to get spray paint on my camera. I don't have an actual full-blown spray booth, so the paint would go everywhere. I can show you before and after, but the during is kind of tough. But I do want to motivate you guys out there to start doing your own stuff. Again, if you don't feel your skills are up to par and you enjoy what I do, you know, I might do a couple of these for you guys. I want to try and maybe just stick to making the Marlboor ones. I have been getting requests for completely custom ones, and I really don't have time to mess around. Since I already know the steps required to this, I already have decals, I already know what I'm supposed to mask and how to mask it. You know, I could probably make a couple of these. If I get requests to make a bunch, I can't fill all those requests as much as I'd like to. But you know, I'll do a couple for you guys that are really interested, and you got to have a few bucks, because this is a lot of freaking work, and I'm not going to do this for 50 bucks either. You know, so I don't know. Just stay tuned, guys, for more updates, and keep on trucking.